Right here.
All right, Coach, tell us about what you saw from your offense tonight, especially that first half.
Yeah, really excited about where we picked up from last week. We had a slow start last week and then finished really strong. And, man, that was a big challenge to our guys, coming into this game. Faceless opponent, doesn't matter. We need to start fast, and that's what we did. I was really excited about how they started. And, that first half was exactly what you want, really. I think it was 28 points in the first half. I think we had 41 plays in the first half. And I think we had over 300 yards in the first half. All right, so really, really excited about that.
And DJ's performance?
Really proud of him, man. I mean, he just grew even more this week. I mean, he got better. I could tell his confidence was sky high, and that's the biggest thing with the quarterback position is, just having that confidence. And, man, he played well. He made some big plays. He created plays. He was very accurate. Missed maybe one or two throws, I think. I'll have to watch the film. But, man, just really, really pleased. I mean, just with everything that he's had on his plate the last year or so, man, just pushing through and learning and growing and never giving in and just battling through adversity.
Would you have liked to see more of a killer instinct in the second half?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we definitely would love to have gone down there and gotten a couple more scores in, of course, and have more yards and all that. But you know what? I'm just excited about where we started and wish we could have got more guys in the game. It was just one of those games right there that we had to play the majority of the time, our first group, but it's good work for them as well. But yeah, that second half was a little slow. It was literally 2 or 3 plays. It's a whole different story in the second half. We're scoring 1 or 2 or 3 more touchdowns, and that's football. It's not going to be perfect all the time, but I wish we would have had a little bit better second half for sure.
The first 2 games, Antonio Williams is continuing to make plays. What do you say about his performance so far, just this early in his career?
Yeah, I'm just super pleased with Antonio. His hard work is showing, man, and his savviness, and nothing freaks him out at all. I mean, there's no stage too big, and coming in here as a freshman, coming in the summertime and being able to accomplish what he's been able to accomplish. I mean, he doesn't mess up at practice as far as like missing assignments or anything, and we're throwing a lot on him as a freshman. And so he's just a very smooth player that makes all those plays, and it's fun to watch him.
Can you describe the Ella Strong shirts and Brian leading the Tiger Walk today, and how much you guys were thinking about Ella today?
Well, anytime you have that situation, you want to support the family as much as possible. And our team definitely did that. I mean, they showed a ton of support, and we just want to support Ella during this difficult time for her. And our guys did that. We rallied around him and his family all week long. She was here. And so we're just continuing to pray and continue to support.
Brandon, after DJ led those first 3 touchdown drives, what was the decision to go to Cade at that point?
Sorry, say that again.
When DJ, after he led those first 3 touchdown drives, what was the decision to go to Cade?
Yeah, it was something we decided actually earlier this week. We really wanted, no matter what the situation, we wanted to get Cade in sometime in that second quarter. And it just worked out perfectly on how it went. 3 touchdowns, 3 for 3, and then get Cade in there. Trying to get him some valuable experience, a meaningful experience whenever that first offensive line was in, and just getting them in earlier in the game. So got able to do that. I think he only had 3 or 4 plays maybe in the first half, but got him in there a little bit at the end too. So just trying to build his confidence too. Young player that's got all kinds of talent, and we saw what he can do already, but just got to learn a couple things, throw the ball away, not taking a sack, but man, just super proud of him.
Is that something you have to maybe reevaluate when the offense has that sort of rhythm, the way it did with DJ, and just that confidence you're trying to instill in him, as you talked about?
Yeah, I mean, it really, this week it was just one of those 1-week deals where we feel like, hey, man, let's get Cade in there in the first half, for sure. I think from here on out it'll be, we'll kind of evaluate how we're playing, and see where we're at, and then, kind of go from there.
After 2 games, do you feel like DJ's playing with a little bit more confidence?
Yeah, a lot more confidence. Absolutely. It shows. I mean, it showed last week. Still made some mistakes last week. Of course, he made mistakes, but this week, it looked like he was even better and even more, locked in confidence-wise. And so the sky's the limit for that kid, and just super proud of him pushing through the adversity and just continuing to work, never compromising his work habits.
The old adage in college football is you make the most advancements between weeks 1 and 2. What did you see from your offense from 1 to 2? What's the
I think the biggest thing was just a fast start. We didn't start fast last week against Georgia Tech, and so we settled in really quickly this week, and just execution. That was the biggest thing, execution, and not losing to Clemson. And we had a few of those plays today. All right, a procedure penalty here or there. But we didn't lose to Clemson as much as we did last week, so we saw some improvement there too. So fast start and trying to control those things that we can control a lot better and be more consistent there.
Brandon, what's been the biggest difference with DJ's accuracy, pocket presence, rhythm? It seems like he's just born a rhythm these first 2 games.
Yeah, I really think the biggest word is confidence. I mean, I've seen guys go with not much confidence, and literally you can name a lot of things, accuracy and pocket presence is sloppy or whatever the case is, when they're not confident about themselves or confident about making those plays. And whenever they gain that confidence, man, all those things start coming back. So his pocket presence, looked to me, was unbelievable tonight. I mean, he made some plays in the pocket where he was maneuvering in the pocket and just finding that little soft spot, which is what we work on a good bit, a lot. And I know that was a big goal for him this week too. And then whenever he is in the pocket and he is balanced, and I'm telling you, he's as accurate as they come. And so he threw the ball really, really well tonight, gave our guys a chance, made one bad decision on the interception, just forced that throw. They had a good call on defense and slipped in a safety from the opposite side, and but he should have seen that and either thrown it to the outside or taken the boundary side.
So was Brandon supposed to keep running? Or like he just stopped?
Yeah, he did. He might have slowed down a little bit, but the safety was right there. It would have been a big old collision right there. So I think DJ was hoping he was going to keep running, but it wasn't a good decision by DJ's part.
Go back to Antonio's performance so far this season. What is it about his route running that he's able to get the separation he's getting right now? It seems like he's a very crisp route runner, and he seems to really run tight routes.
He does. I'm telling you, you just said it. Like, he's as good of a route runner as we got right now. I mean, he really is. He knows how to set people up. He knows how to influence people. He understands his leverage, and that's not normal, coming out of high school.
Right.
And so he has got some savvy that is very impressive. It reminds me of Renfro in the later years of Renfro. It really does. As far as how he understands the position and understands just how to get open in spaces.
Is it almost looks like it's like mathematic?
Yeah.
It's so precise, it's almost mathematic.
Yeah. And the game has slowed down to him, which makes him play faster for himself, and then he can just see it a lot better, just understands that big picture and what these concepts are trying to accomplish. And so he's just going to continue to.
How rare is that when a guy shows up in Georgia?
It is very rare. It's very rare just to learn the offense, number one, and have so minimal missed assignments. I mean, he has very, very few, and that shows that not only is he smart, but he's willing to put the work in, and I'm just super proud of him.
Sorry if you've been asked this already, but the DJ interception, what was kind of your view of that play? Who was that on?
It was DJ. It was not a good decision on his part. They ran a nice play on defense. It was somewhat of an exotic coverage that we call it, where that backside safety inserted to the front side. It came out of nowhere, but he got to know that. We knew they did that stuff on film. He just forced that. So I'd like to take that play back, of course. But it was good to see him really, really improve and just really impressed with him tonight.
What are the areas you still want to see this offense come along after 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think one thing that comes to mind would be just finishing the routine plays. Finishing the routine plays, whether it's making the routine throw, making the catches, all right, that are there. When we give guys opportunities to make the catch, and we got to make those catches. And then just settling in and being able to have a nice tempo, a little bit better tempo. Sometimes I felt like we got into a little bit of a lull again tonight, but at times we had great tempo. So just trying to keep that a little bit more consistent. So those would be the top things that I see right now.
their second game in a row that Bo did a great job in the scramble drill coming out off his right route for DJ. Have you seen him make a big leap just cerebrally, obviously coming from his freshman season last year?
Yeah, you do. You usually see that jump going from freshman to sophomore year, but he truly understands the big picture. I mean, there's a handful of guys on our receiving core that can play multiple positions, but he's a guy that truly, he can play all the positions, and he just understands it. And so he did a great job of reacting. Like you said, scramble drill, 2 touchdowns on the scramble drill. So something that we practice and emphasize every single week, and it's paying off. And it was great to see DJ put it in a spot where only he could get it, and then great to see Bo finishing that play.
How much does the offensive line help in a game like this where DJ kind of has that time to set and make those throws?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, I was proud of those guys tonight for the, we really only had 1 sack, and that's when I think Cade scrambled and really just should have thrown it away instead of taking a 2 or 3 yard loss. But, man, anytime you come out of a game and had, I can't remember how many passes we threw, but 30-some passes, and really only had 1 or less sacks, I mean, that's what you look for. And I thought DJ did a good job of having that poise and knowing when to escape. Had to escape the pocket a couple times, so did Cade, just to avoid that sack. Those are things that we didn't do last year. We weren't as clean on those things. So it's a mixture of jobs, not just the offensive line, but those running backs, man. All those guys are really sharp and understand our protections very well, and that's a big part of it. And then the time clock in the quarterback's head. So it was a good combination of all those things.
I know it was against Furman, so just the way DJ played today, is that about as the best he's seen?
Well, yeah, I mean, he played really well. I told the team afterwards, I mean, nobody's going to play perfect, all right? It's not going to be perfect, but just super proud of him, really, really busting through some adversity, over the past year, and, played pretty good last week, not perfect, but then even just played better this week, and just that improvement. And you know what that comes from is the confidence, and the confidence in the work that he's put in. He works harder than anybody. I mean, there's no question. He's never stopped working, ever, even in the middle of last year. But just really proud of him being able to kind of rip through it.
Is Antonio getting to the point where he's maybe going to start getting more part of the offense?
I mean, he's rolling in there pretty good. I mean, we feel confident, a lot of confidence with Antonio. There's no doubt about it. And like Coach Sweeney's always said, I mean, there's competition every week. That's what our program's about, is competing and earning it. And you don't have the right to just be named starter for the season. You know what I'm saying? So man, I think Spector's playing well. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are playing well, but just guys need to understand that, hey, man, it's a competition all the time, and that's the beauty of having a team with a lot of talent, because they can push each other. And then when they push each other, they just get better.
Are you surprised that Antonio is this far along this soon?
I really am. If you asked me, like, before he got here, I mean, he has come in here in the summer and man, just went to work and understands the big picture and just understands route running and influencing people and leverage. I mean, those things he has a really, really good knack for that most kids coming out of high school do not understand that. And so he's been able to separate and get open, and then that's the number one job as a receiver, and so it's been fun to watch.
With Antonio and Will both coming out of Dutch Fork, does it show the way that they were coached?
Yeah, it does. Tom Knotts does an unbelievable job at Dutch Fork. I mean, you can't get a better situation than playing for a guy like Coach Knotts. I've known him for a long time, and I mean, you just look at his record. I mean, it's just unbelievable, and they just know how to win. And so, him being ahead of the game there, as far as just having championship programs, and these kids come here from that school, and just do an awesome job, and prepared.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much.
Yep.